Have you ever wondered why ancient humans almost never got cavities? Not just fewer, dramatically fewer than modern humans. And they never brushed their teeth, never used toothpaste, never saw a dentist. So how is that even possible? Today, even people who brush twice a day still get cavities. Something doesn't add up here. When scientists studied ancient human skulls, they expected the worst. Widespread decay, broken teeth, infections everywhere. But what they actually found shocked them. Teeth worn down from hard use, yes. Cracked from survival, sure. But deep cavities? Surprisingly rare. So the real question isn't whether ancient humans had cavities. It's why they had so few. To understand this, you have to leave modern life behind for a second. Because your world is the exact opposite of theirs. Right now, food is everywhere. Sugar is everywhere. Eating never really stops. But ancient humans lived in constant uncertainty. No stores, no packaged meals, no guaranteed next meal. Some days they ate, some days they didn't. That single difference changed everything happening inside their mouths. Picture waking up in that world. No bed, no kitchen, no breakfast waiting. Just cold air, silence, and one question. Will you eat today or not? This is where the cavity story really begins. Because cavities aren't instant, they're not random damage. They're a slow, silent war happening inside your mouth every single day. Right now, trillions of bacteria are living on your teeth. Most are harmless, but a few are always waiting for one thing. Sugar. The moment sugar touches your mouth, they wake up instantly. They feed, and as they feed, they release acid. That acid slowly eats away at your enamel. Not in a day, not in a week. Over months, even years of repeated attacks. Think of it like rain falling on stone. One drop does nothing, but endless drops eventually carve a hole. That's exactly how a cavity forms. Slow, silent, cumulative. But here's the strange part. Ancient humans had the exact same bacteria. So why didn't it destroy their teeth the same way? The answer isn't in the bacteria. It's in the environment they lived in. Because without fuel, even the most dangerous system turns weak. And in the ancient world, fuel was almost impossible to find. So what actually starved these bacteria into harmlessness? The first reason is simple. Ancient humans didn't eat constantly. Modern humans almost never stop. A snack here, a drink there, something sweet at night. Every bite resets the mouth right back into attack mode. But ancient life ran on a completely different rhythm. Food wasn't available on demand. It was unpredictable, sometimes absent for hours. And those empty hours weren't wasted time. They were repair time. Your mouth isn't passive. It's constantly trying to fix itself. Saliva is one of the most underrated systems in your body. It neutralizes acid. It restores minerals. It slowly rebuilds enamel. But it needs one thing to do its job: time. At least 30 to 60 minutes uninterrupted. Now picture ancient life again. People eat after hours of searching. Then nothing happens for a long stretch. No snacks, no sugary drinks. Just silence inside the mouth. And in that silence, real healing begins. Minerals rebuild, acid clears out, teeth quietly recover. But in modern life, that recovery almost never finishes. Because eating never really stops anymore. Breakfast leads to coffee, coffee leads to a snack, lunch leads to something sweet. Every single time, the mouth resets back into attack mode, and bacteria never lose momentum. But food frequency is only half of this story. What ancient humans actually ate mattered just as much. No soft, processed food. Everything demanded real effort to chew. Hard roots, tough meat, raw plants, dense seeds. And that constant chewing did something unexpected. It naturally scraped the teeth clean. Not like a toothbrush, but enough to remove the sticky buildup where bacteria love to live. Modern food does the exact opposite. It's soft, it sticks, it hides in the smallest gaps and feeds bacteria for hours. So while ancient humans were accidentally cleaning their teeth just by eating, modern humans are accidentally feeding bacteria all day long. But there's something even deeper hiding underneath all of this. The shape of the human mouth itself used to be different. Ancient jaws were stronger and wider, with more space between each tooth. More space meant fewer tight pockets for food to hide in. Today, crowding is everywhere. Overlapping teeth, wisdom tooth problems, hidden pockets. Which means we've unknowingly built the perfect real estate for cavities to grow. So by now, the picture should be getting clearer. It was never just one factor. Less sugar, less frequency, more chewing, better spacing, longer recovery windows. But we still haven't hit the biggest turning point in this entire story, because everything so far was still completely natural. What happens next wasn't. For most of human history, sugar simply wasn't a daily resource. It was rare, sometimes dangerous to even find. Then agriculture arrived, and everything changed. Humans stopped only hunting and gathering. They started producing food. At first, this looked like pure progress, more stability, fewer starvation risks. But quietly, inside the human mouth, a brand new problem was forming. Farming introduced soft grains, ground flour, and cooked starches, foods that never existed before. Here's the part almost nobody realizes. These foods don't even taste like sugar, but your mouth turns them into sugar anyway. The second starch touches your saliva, enzymes break it down into pure glucose. So bacteria still get their favorite fuel, even without a single piece of candy. And these new foods were soft, which meant they stuck to teeth far longer than before, sometimes for hours, giving bacteria endless time to keep producing acid. Archaeologists found something startling in skeletal remains. Early farmers had dramatically more cavities than hunter-gatherers before them, almost overnight, in evolutionary terms. But farming didn't just change teeth. It changed the entire human face. Chewing forces dropped, so jaw growth slowly shrank across generations. But tooth size didn't shrink at the same speed. So now the same number of teeth had to fit into a smaller space. That's what created crowding. Crowding trapped food. Trapped food fed bacteria. So what looked like progress quietly created a biological disadvantage. But even then, sugar was still limited for most people on Earth. One final barrier still had to fall. For most of history, sugar existed only in nature, and even then, barely. Honey was dangerous to collect. Fruit only came in season. Then humans learned to refine sugar, and later, to mass produce it. That single invention erased every natural limit. Sugar stopped being rare. It became cheap, constant, and everywhere. But the real damage isn't sugar existing. It's how often it touches your teeth now. Every touch of sugar wakes bacteria instantly, and acid starts forming within seconds. Your mouth can recover from this, but only with one condition: time. And modern life almost never gives it that time. Morning coffee, midday snack, afternoon drink, evening dessert, late night craving. Every single one restarts the acid clock, again and again and again. So your teeth are never in full recovery. They live in a constant partial damage state. That's exactly where cavities begin to accelerate. Ancient humans, by contrast, had long forced gaps between meals, sometimes an entire day. And in those gaps, their mouths fully healed, keeping the whole system in balance. There's one more piece to this: behavior itself. Ancient humans had to work for every single meal. Hunting took time. Gathering took effort. That effort naturally limited how often they could eat. Modern humans erased that limitation completely. Food is always available, everywhere, instantly, and that single shift changed human biology, without changing the human body at all. So here's the twist nobody expects. Even if you removed all sugar from a modern human's diet today, you still wouldn't fully return to ancient dental health. Because modern jaws have already changed shape. Modern eating has already reshaped development. And modern habits have already broken the natural recovery cycle for good. So here's the real truth hiding behind this whole story. Ancient humans didn't have better teeth. They had a better system. A system built on scarcity, long gaps, hard food, and natural balance. We live in the exact opposite system now. Abundance, frequency, soft food, non-stop exposure. And our teeth are simply reacting to the world we built. So the real question isn't whether ancient humans had an advantage. It's whether we can ever rebuild that balance in a world designed against it. Because right now, In this very moment, your mouth is still trying to protect you. Every single minute, every single day. But it can only win if you give it time to recover. If this deep dive blew your mind, subscribe for more stories like this one. And tell me in the comments, do you think modern humans can ever go back to natural eating patterns? Or is this just our new normal? Forever.